Earlier in the year in Brazil.
Jason set a world record for the highest degree of difficulty earlier this year at one of the World Cups. But here, he did a routine that was a little more conservative, one that he was confident he could hit.
Jason also trains out of Toronto at Skywriters Club with head coach Dave Ross.
Jason struggled slightly with his compulsory routine. A lot of travels. He needed a big-time hit here. Travels slightly on his 4th, 5th, and 6th element, but regains control. Fantastic job. Again, a conservative degree of difficulty for him, but still very high in terms of this competition.
And he would need a score of around 40 points from this routine if he wanted to finish in the top 16. As you can see, he got it. So that gave Canada the Olympic berth the country so desperately wanted. For you right after this. But Lori, let's now go to some highlights from the trampolinists who were hoping to help Canada qualify spots for Beijing. And one of them is David Sabourin. This 27-year-old Ottawa athlete was competing, Lori, against more than 100 athletes here in Quebec City for those precious 16 spots. This is the second of 2 routines for David.
Opening with a Triffus pike. Canada has a tough job ahead of them here. Top 8 per country qualify spots for their country. The next 5 spots go to the best countries not in the top 8. Then the next 2 spots are chosen by the International Gymnastics Federation to make sure the host country and at least 4 continents are represented. And the final 16th spot is a wild card. A good routine for David here. He looked calm considering the pressure and the stakes of this competition.
Well, he needed a combined score in the high 60s to make it into the top 16. As we said, the top 8 will move on to the final, but right now they're all zeroing in on those top 16 positions, so that would not leave him where he wanted to be. He will wind up out of the top 30. Now let's go to Toronto's Marty Meyers. He is coached by Dave Ross out of the Skywriters Club, the same club which produced Olympic medalist Karen Coburn.
Marty competed at World Cups in Poland, Russia, and Belgium this year. They were all great experience-gaining opportunities. This is a look at his first routine, which is basically the compulsory set. He has required elements he must show. Showed great lines and body positions. Maintaining control. The idea is to stay within that rectangular box. Good job.
And Marty would have a solid compulsory score, but would have an incomplete second routine, and that cost him more.
Unfortunately, he came off the trampoline after 2 skills, got credit for only 1 of those skills and a very low score, and that put pressure on the remaining 2 Canadians to secure a spot.
Here is one of them, 21-year-old Brian Milonja, who took the bronze medal at this year's Canadian Championships. He followed that up a short time later with a 2nd place finish at the 2007 Canada Cup, and this is his second of 2 routines.
And Brian has been injured. He sprained a muscle next to his spine and has only been able to train for this event for a week. Canada needed a solid routine here. A little bit of traveling, but 10 skills on the trampoline, a hit routine. Talk about mental toughness.
That would give him a score of 68.10, but would leave him, unfortunately, out of the top 20. So the last man to go was Canada's best hope to ensure the country earns a spot to Beijing. That was Jason Burnett, the reigning Pan American silver medalist.
I started with gymnastics around 8 years old, and I did that for 2 years. And I just, we had a trampoline in the gym club, and that was just a lot more fun. You jump up and down, you jump really high, you flip around and twist, and it's a great feeling. I'm just trying to treat it as just another World Cup. You know, there'll be another one in a couple months. That's just what I'm trying to think, even though it's not the case. But I'm just trying to take all those pressures off myself, and hopefully I can get out there and do my routines the way I know I can. My big twisting element is my Miller Plus, which is a double layout with 4 twists. And there's only 2 or 3 other people who compete that trick at this competition or the World Cups. But I also like to use double twisting, double back skills, and 2.5 twisting, double fronts, and triple twisting, and that's what I do. Competing at these World Championships is going to be great. I'll be in front of my friends and my home crowd and my family, and I'm really happy that they're here to support me. I don't feel that there's going to be more pressure, because when I get nerves, it's not from the crowd base or who's in the crowd. It's usually just the 5 judges that stand in front of me judging my routine. To deal with my nerves, usually I try and just take all the pressure of this big meet off me by ignoring the facts of this, as it's the only Olympic qualifier. When I'm mentally preparing myself, I usually take a corner that's somewhere quiet and away from the competitions where I can't see the other competitors, because they're usually competing while I do this. And either I'll stand perfectly still and sort of match my routine with the bounces of the competitor at the time, and sync the stuff in my head to what's happening outside and listen to the surroundings and the noises and stuff like that. The possibility of representing Canada at the Beijing Olympics would be just incredible. It's been a goal of mine ever since I began trampoline, and I've based my life and my trampoline career around it, so it would be a great big achievement for me.